everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
This week is oil in the Middle East. Last week it was inflation. In 2020 it was the pandemic. In 2008 it was the housing crisis. There's literally always something happening that people say is going to destroy your portfolio. So you better sell now or you're going to lose everything. But here's what I want you to hear is that crashes don't actually wipe out portfolios. There's only two things that do. The first is inflation. Over the last 25 years, the dollar has lost over 80% of its buying power. That is huge. I am not judging here because I was the one that had over $30,000 sitting in my checking account until I was 30 years old because I was afraid that if I couldn't see it or I didn't have it. That whole fear and safety mindset that I grew up with because my parents didn't teach me about money and I didn't learn anything about investing in school, it was quietly eating away at my wealth and my buying power. No crash required. The second is our own human emotions, the biggest of which are again fear and panic. We hear the headlines, we get scared, we sell at the bottom, and then we wonder why we never make any money in the market. Or you go the other direction and you're chasing what's hot, you're buying on impulse, you're listening to all these people talk about, IPOs and get in now before the price skyrockets and you make millions of dollars. That's just not how it works. Those things are what turns a dip into permanent losses for you. The women I talk to don't need a hot stock tip. They need a system that will work even when the news and their friends and their family and everything else around them is super loud. My strategy is to keep your core portfolio in low-cost index funds, buy on a schedule through dollar cost averaging. This allows me to just live my life while my investments grow for me, regardless of what is happening with the world. Because the headline is going to change again next month, but your investment plan shouldn't.
It feels like everything has gone up this year and I'm getting ripped off. I just dropped my dog off at the groomers and they just text me being like, your dog's having such a great time. By the way, it's going to cost you, instead of $140, it's going to cost you around $250. When I asked them about the price increase, they go, oh, she just has a lot more mats and her weight actually is a bit higher now, so it's going to cost you more money. Well, bruv, you should have told me, to do a jump of $100+ is a lot of money, and then tip on top. Was not planning for that. My gym just went up another $20 and they didn't tell me. That's weird because my membership only costs around $30 a month. Well, no, it's actually $10 extra more a month than I thought it was because it just went up this year. And they forgot to tell me and they said, oh no, we sent out an email, and I went, no, you didn't. My tax lady this year told me that I owed $1,350, but last year it cost me $700. So please explain the jump. Please let me know. And then this Saturday, I went out with my friend and I was like, we're gonna go out, we're gonna get happy hour, because you know how expensive it is to eat out and get drinks in this economy? Earl's is typically great, And then we get there at 10 p.m. We're ordering our stuff. And I'm like, wait, where is the happy hour menu? And they go, oh, yeah, we're not doing that because of FIFA. We're not doing happy hour because of FIFA. Because FIFA is in my city. And I just wanted to be like, y'all are trying to scam. Everyone is just trying to take my money. I will pay money when it's due. But why do I feel like the world is just ripping me off? Does anyone else feel this way? I'm so tired of it. I'm so done.
How are people holding up in this economy? Because the economy right now is bizarre. It's trash right now. Garbage. Or if it's the dope, I don't know what it is. How there's not an uproar about this. Everyone's just taking it easy. And if they do have jobs, the jobs don't pay. How are you guys surviving on $7 an hour, $12 an hour, $11, and especially in the South? Let's not even talk about the cities. How are people getting by? The credit card rates must be through the roof. This is why I'm a huge supporter for Medicare for all, child care for all, raising the minimum wage. Forget raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. It needs to be at least $25 an hour, except for small businesses. But those major corporations, you could pay at least $25 an hour. You can't say, oh, it's going to cause the economy to crash. But at the same time, prices and everything is going up. Wages remain stagnant. The federal minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour. Like, I just don't understand why people don't cause an uproar about this, or is upset or angry. I'm going to be honest. Everyone cannot be celebrities. Everyone can't be entrepreneurs. You need consumers, right? Is it gatekeeping? People don't want people in certain industries. They're keeping certain people out. Because I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, I had to take a little break. And I'm just here thinking, like, what is really going on? People are suffering. People are working 2-3 jobs because they're minimum wage jobs. Life happens, people. I'm not judging no one out here in these streets. Life happens. Life happens. You could be up today and down tomorrow. I ain't judging no one, especially people who are better their lives each and every day. Go here. Create more affordable housing. Create government supermarkets to compete with the private supermarkets. It's all about competition, right? Make universities more affordable. If you don't want to give tuition free or college free, make universities more affordable. There's no way public universities should be charging 6 figures for an education.
All right, what to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. We're back with another lit video. I just wanted to touch on people who own homes, and like the mortgage rate is, I think my mortgage rate is like 6%. I'm pretty sure it is. And I think a lot of people's insurance interest rate is around 6%. So I was like, who directly controls house interest rate? And it says the U.S. mortgage market is shaped by a combination of Federal Reserve monetary policy, broader global financial market forces, and specific guidelines of individual private lenders. So if those specific guidelines just happen to lower market interest rates, that'll save people in the housing industry. Because in 2017, I bought my first home for $115,000. When I sold that home, the value of it was a value that's sellable in the right condition. It was $205,000. Now I didn't sell it for $205,000. That's what it was. So I'm saying the housing in, let's see, 27, 20. So in like 8 years, the house pretty much doubled. And all houses is. I looked at the house I purchased, the new house, and I see how much they bought the house for a few years ago. I see how much the people who bought the house before me paid for it before, and they bought this house after the uptick in price, and they still made a profit on this house. So I'm just saying, like, if they lower the interest rates, maybe housing will be affordable. But it's not just housing, people buying houses, people who renting houses. If you're renting a house, you're paying prices. You're paying 2026 prices for 2015 homes that haven't been renovated or updated or upkept since 2015. Maybe changed out a light bulb, changed some carpet and stuff like that, but there's not been any significant upgrades to the home to make it more energy efficient, to make it more beautiful. Just nothing, just carpet and doorknobs. That's it. But they want you to pay 2026 prices for something that they bought many years before and hasn't been renovated. I mean, some homes, I went to look at some rent homes and they still had those old wooden shutter closet doors, the ones that, like, what's that thing called? A xylophone? Like accordion doors? They still had accordion doors. Like, and they want how much for this house? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. A killer can't even hide in my closet and me not hear him because them accordion doors got little vents on them and you could just hear, like, come on. Prices is high.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in its just 1 week.